Okay. Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I'm just going to quickly give a very brief introduction about myself. I'm Ravi Rajpal, and I'm also an MDRT member since the last 20 years. Currently, in as a volunteer with the Members Communication Committee, and I look after Zone 4, that's for Southeast Asia. So, first of all, I want to wish everybody a very happy new year and best wishes for 2023. And also want to thank all the MCC members of India to have created this beautiful event at the beginning of the year. And I just love the topic also, that you're going to hear 7 wonderful ideas. And to ensure that, you know, your pathway to MDRT is also completed within a week, provided we take the actions on these ideas, right? And let me tell you about the speakers. They're very ordinary people, all of them, but they've created extraordinary results. That's who these speakers are. So you will love them for what they're going to share. And I'm also going to be here, absolutely participating with all of you all. My request is everybody who joins, come on the video so that you know, the speakers can see you, relate to you, and it's an event for you all. Yes, and the event is specially created so that thank you, Shivananda ji, for coming on video. This event is created, you know, specially कि ये speakers जो है अपना sales ideas and best practices share करेंगे आपके साथ. So you know, some of the speakers जो है उन्होंने maybe I think nearly 20 to 30 years ये industry में you know, they have I would say experienced. And Devendra ji, thank you for coming on video. So that's what, you know, rich this platform is. Agar collectively put together, thank you, Christy. Thank you, Amar. You may have, you know, close to 80 years of experience being shared. So all I can say is make the best of 2023. And जो points note कर दीजिए, आपके लिए best क्या suit करेगा and आप कौन सा immediately adopt करेंगे. And मैंने तो सुना है इनको practice session में, तो मुझे तो पक्का है कि आप अगर ये ideas लेके जाएंगे, so you will be able to complete your financial goal. So all the best to you. And Rajiv, are you going to take it from here and introduce our first speaker? Lovely. And before Rajiv starts, I just want to tell Rajiv himself is a great, you know, performer with multiple of TOTs and runs a very large book of business, and also a great mentor in the industry very regularly. And he was recently, he also just spoke in the global event at Sydney. Once again, thank you, Rajiv, and the entire team for taking this up. So over to you, Rajiv. Thank you. Rajiv, you're on mute. Indresh, can you unmute him? Or yeah, please. Yeah, these are some small technical glitches which will keep happening. It's so just bear with us while Rajiv unmutes himself.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Thank you, Ravi, for the nice introduction. And as you have said, let's start this new year with a happy new year. And in India, it is a very famous saying to wish happy new year to everybody. It's better to have in Goa. So I first welcome the first speaker from the Goa itself. So she's coming from the Goa with the high spirits so that all of us can have learning from her and we can make a 3023 successful year. Her name is Miss Sajita Bhatt. Can I request everybody to mute himself? himself or herself. Please mute. All of you should please go on mute. Yeah. So she's from Goa. Her name is Regina Fernandez. She is currently an MCC area chair. She is an 11 years MDRT member with 5 MDRT and 6 COTs qualifications. Wow. She's a CFP also, and she has a certification from Limbra, MFI, IRDA, and she specializes in NRI planning. She deals mostly with NRIs. So now, without wasting my time and your time, please join me in inviting Serena Fernandez. Serena, it's over to you.
Thank you, Rajiv, for the beautiful introduction, what you have given about me. In fact, my pleasure to be on this platform. So, my friends, I like to introduce myself. I'm Salzina Fernandez from Goa, India. I had been played in MCC for the last 5 years, and presently I'm playing a role as a MCC area chair for Goa. So today I'll be talking to you about two aspects. When I go to meet a client, and when I do the fact finder, I see two things. One is dying too early and living too long. Dying too early and living too long. So I'll be talking to you about the second aspect, which is living too long. So everybody likes to hear stories, right? I also love to hear stories, and I'm sure you as well, you will love to hear the stories. So when I sit with the customer and when I do his fact finding, I usually find these two needs. One is family's financial protection, and second is retirement planning. So I simply ask my client, Mr. Client, how you protected yourself? He says, yes, I have done X, Y, Z. Then I ask him about the second aspect. How you plan for your retirement? How you have planned for your golden years? So he says, yes, I have done something. So what I do over here is I ask him if he has done something, what is that amount or what is that stored amount which will be coming in his golden years? So he's not been able to give me the exact amount. So I say, okay, fine. And when I do the fact finder, I see a lot of shortfall. And when I see this shortfall, I do tell him this is a requirement. But sometimes what happens, you will be noticing that customers, they love to postpone it. Then simply I say, suppose the same customer has a son whose name is John. Okay. I would say to him, Mr. Client, could you tell me how much money you spend on John's education? How much money you spend on John's standard of living? So he would give me XYZ amount. Then I would say, very well. Then I would say the second question will be, how much guarantee you have that John will take care of you when you reach at your golden years? So he remains silent because, my friends, he doesn't know what is the guarantee he has when John reaches at his golden years, whether John will take care of him or not. Then again, another thing what I put is, I give my visiting card and I make it back and I give to him and says, can you write down one name on this card who will take care of you when you reach at a golden years? Still he goes on thinking, and it's on and on. So I say to him, I will be there with you if you write this name, whoever the name is there. If he's not able, I'll be there with you by giving one solution. And solution is, Mr. Client, why don't you adopt another child? That is a second child. So he just gets surprised. He says, he thinks, what this lady is talking about? I say, yes, I have taken the same solution for me. And I love to share the same solution to you as well, where your golden years will be protected. And how you have to do is, the way you spend money, the way you save money for this child of your John, for his education, his standard of living, same equivalent money you save for this second child. And today, the second child will not be visible. But after certain years, this child will be visible to you. Today, you won't be able to see this child. But yes, you have to adopt the child. And then I would give any of the guaranteed solution where the money is never shortfall for him throughout his lifetime. So my friends, this is one story which I really like it, and I put it to my clients, and I do collect a big ticket sizes, and which really helps to achieve my MDRTs or COTs or TOTs every year to year. So I like to share to you another story, which is one of my favorite story, and that is, I would say simply, Mr. Client, how many seasons are there in India? He says, yeah, there are 6 seasons. So what are they? He says, yeah, winter, rainy, or summer. I said, yes, exactly. I would say, Mr. Client, which season you like the most? So he says, winter. Ask him next, why winter season, sir? He says, because in winter season, I can have good food, have good sweet dishes. I can be at home, relax, have a more sleeping nights. So I'd say, yeah, wow, even I love that same, because I also love this winter season. What is the next season, sir? He says, rainy. So in rainy season, what do? He says, in rainy season, I'm been so much held up with the work, or so much of things I have to do, and the time just goes by. So I say, yes. And what is the third season? He says, summer. Then I ask you one question. Do you like the summer season? He says, no. Why? Because in summer season, it's been very hot. I don't like to go out. Once there is a sunset, I feel like going out. Even if I want to work, I don't want to go for work because it's very hot, it's sweating. I like to come home again and again, have a wash, and again go out. So it's become very much problematic. That season is the worst season, which I don't like it. Then I say, okay, fine. So Mr. Client, in summer season, do you get water? He says, yes. Yes, water is available. Then I ask him, but in summer season, it's very much dry. How you get the water? He says, yes, but water is available. I said, how? Then he says, yeah, government builds the dams, builds the canals, builds the bridges so that water is available in the summer season. I said, wow, I wanted the same answer from you. So I say to him, water is available in the summer season just because government makes it possible by building these dams, building these canals, so that water is stored, and in the summer season, that water is available. So all the seasons, we are getting water. The same way, Mr. Client, our life is divided with 3 seasons. And these 3 seasons are winter, rainy, and summer. From 0 to 25 years. That is our winter season, which is the lovely season. We love this season. And in this season, Mr. Client, we love to go out. We do whatever I want. We have a lot of parties, discos, friends, restaurants, because 0 to 25 years, we don't have any responsibilities. Then come our second stage of life, that is rainy season. And in this rainy season, what happens? In place of showers of rain, there is a showers of money. And in this season, Mr. Client, there is a lot of money which is going out. You earn, you work, your promotions are there, you're having good well-being, then comes other responsibilities like your child's education, child's marriage, all these responsibilities are there. And what happens at a time? There is a showers of money. Money goes out. Usually money goes out. You don't have anything behind because all money gets emptied when this responsibilities are there. And what about the summer season? That summer season is your age when you are 60 and above. So although 60 and above, we don't like it, we don't like the summer season, but we have to live. So Mr. Client, the way the government built the dams, canals to store the water and make that water available all the 12 months, what you have done? How much water you have saved? Which dams you have created? Which canals you have built? So that water is not a shortfall to you when you reach at your summer season, that is your golden years. He really thinks, my friends, over here, client really thinks about it, that he has not saved anything, and it forces him to save money for his future, so these golden years are being protected and secured till his lifetime. So these are the 2 stories that I share about the retirement planning And my friends, if you share the similar way, I'm sure you will get a case size at a bigger one where you can achieve your MDRT just within 7 days of this month. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarojina. Thank you, Sarojina. It's really nice to hear from you. In such a simple language, you have described the idea of the card. And I love that season things. The season things. Because see, right now we have connected the whole India. Somewhere it is hot, somewhere it is cold. But I really like the idea that you have given. So without wasting a further time, now the ideas aeroplane will fly from Goa to Bangalore. Another dynamic person is there. He is an state chair right now with 18 years qualification of MDRT, with 17 MDRTs. He has an MBA in financial planning, and above all, he mentors 2 to 3 MDRT agents every year and make sure that they should qualify for MDRT. So please join me and welcome Mr. Dalip from Bangalore. Dalipji, over to you.
Thank you, Rajuji, for the wonderful introduction. Thank you, MDRT MCC, for giving me an opportunity to address the audience today. A very good evening to everyone. Happy New Year. Thank you. Dhirubhai Ambani once said, "For those who dare to dream, there is a whole world to win." I have always believed in this. Back in 2007, I was attending a 3-day seminar on insurance selling. On the last day, Mr. Adiga was the speaker and spoke about mind power, which has struck with me to this day. He said, "Focused mind power is one of the strongest force on earth. Set your goals clearly, break it down into smaller tasks, and achieve it within a specific time period. If you don't set a time, a dream will just be a dream." That day was 16th December 2007. I had only earned 1.5 lakhs commission till that day. But I took an oath to myself that before the year ends, I'll achieve my first MDRT. And 31st December 2007, I achieved my goal, first MDRT. Till date, I have never looked back. For the last 16 years, I have achieved an MDRT every year. I always took it on the basis of commission, not on the basis of premium. And in 2022, I did COT for the first time, and 2 to 3 agents have also achieved MDRT under my supervision in the last few years. In my opinion, if you believe in yourself, feed your mind with positive thoughts, use all the resources you have around you, and do business regularly, you will achieve whatever dreams you have. For this meeting, the MCC, my fellow friends invited, that day I have decided, before this meeting, I need to complete at least 1 MDRT. I am on that path. Actually, some technical reasons I have not qualified, but the papers are moving. Definitely, day or tomorrow, I'll achieve my first MDRT this year also. I want to narrate a small story today. Once upon a time, there was a balloon vendor at a mela, and no one was buying balloons from him. He then started filling helium to some of the balloons and left it to fly in the sky. The kids at the mela were attracted to it and bought balloons from him. Then one of the kids pulled the vendor's shirt and asked him, "Uncle, will this black balloon fly in the sky?" The vendor replied, "Beta, it does not depend on the color of the balloon. The balloon fills depending on what you fill in it. What we can learn from this story is that we all need to feed positive thoughts to our mind. Tell ourselves that we can achieve our dreams and we will also fly." Now, you might say, in insurance, customers are always objecting when we talk about insurance. They say, "We don't have enough money right now. We'll think about it next year and and get back to you, or I am not interested in insurance. How to tackle such objections? I always use the power of storytelling in such cases because stories are impactful and inspire people. The one I narrate is that Titanic story. Everyone knows it. Titanic was a ship which was assumed to be built in such a way that it never sinks. However, in 1910, when it was sailing in the ocean with around 2,200 plus passengers, it met with an accident on the 15th day. It crashed into an iceberg and sank into the ocean. Only 500 people were survived, where 1,600 plus people were died. But why did only 550 people survive? Most customers say 1,600 died because the Titanic sank. So I asked them, if the Titanic sank, why did only 1,600 die? How did 550 people survive? 550 survived because of lifeboats were there. So why did 1,600 die? Not because of the Titanic sank, but because of insufficient lifeboats. Why insufficient? A lifeboat salesperson approached Titanic management similarly to how I have approached you. Titanic owners said they did not have enough money, just like how you are saying. And they said, our ship will not sink. And we all know 1,600 people died. So, dear customer, don't let your family members face a similar situation. Your family members are like the passengers. You have to create a lifeboat for them. Keep it ready now, tomorrow or day after, not tomorrow or day after. Take the step today and insure sufficiently. I would like to conclude my speech by saying, dream big, set a time for your when you will complete it and work towards it. Thank you, Mr. Rajesh Tagore, who has taught this story to me. Thank you, one and all. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dilipji. It was really nice to hear from you. That I really appreciate that you have taken example both from the sky. So aim high to get high. And really a lovely story from Mr. Dhirubhai Ambani and the learnings you have. Today I have learned that how you have become so successful because you are following Mr. Dhirubhai Ambani. The idea was, balloon was very right, that in case you have something in the mind, something in the heart, then only you can fly. So think big and big. The story of Titanic, everybody knows that story. But what a good sales idea or advisory idea from the Titanic you have taken out, I really appreciate. Really thoughtful ideas. So guys, from now the ideas aeroplane will fly from Bangalore to Delhi, the heart of India. Please join me in welcoming a really dynamic lady who is a 5 years MDRT member and right now is a company chair. Over to Miss Pooja Sharma from Delhi.
Me. My name is Pooja Sharma. Right now I'm a company chair in MCC. Very first time. आप सभी को मेरा नमस्कार एंड नए साल की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। जैसे कि हम सबको पता है, आज का टैगलाइन है 7 दिनों में एमडीआरटी कैसे बने। इससे पहले मैं अपने बारे में कुछ बताना चाहूंगी। माय फर्स्ट हैंड
Yeah, Pooja ji, you're a single-handed woman. Yeah, tell me.
Yes.
Aage, you're a single parent. You're a dynamic lady. Yeah, please carry on.
Yeah. Single parents with two kids. Yeah. मैंने इंश्योरेंस करियर जो है 2016 में से स्टार्ट किया। जैसा कि मैंने अपने लाइफ में जो मेरे साथ हुआ, जो मेरी आप बीती है, मैं वही शेयर करना चाहती हूँ, वही बताऊंगी आप सबको और होप्स ऑफ हेल्प होगा आपको एमडीआरटी अचीव करने में। जब मैंने स्टार्ट किया, बहुत स्ट्रगलिंग था मेरी लाइफ में, कुछ भी इजी नहीं होता स्टार्ट करने में। मैं जब स्टार्ट किया तो मैं एक रेंटेड हाउस में रहती थी, लाइक और इंश्योरेंस में काम करके मैंने अपना घर बनाया और मैं प्राउड फील करती हूँ कि इंश्योरेंस का काम करती हूँ और लोगों को सुरक्षा प्रदान करती हूँ। मैं ये मानती हूँ वेयर इज द विल यू फाइंड द वे, जहां चाह होती है वहां राह मिल जाती है। मैं आप सबसे यही बात करना चाहती हूँ कि कैसे MDRT 7 दिनों में बने। एक मिल्खा सिंह मूवी आप सबने देखी होगी। मिल्खा सिंह मूवी से मैंने एक चीज सीखा, एक चीज ग्रैब किया कि मिल्खा सिंह और उनके कोच के बीच में एक बातचीत होती है, जब वो बात करते हैं कि 200 किलोमीटर की मैराथन की जीत अगर हासिल करनी है तो उसको 200 मीटर में कवर करें। जैसे कि 365 दिन मिलते हैं हमें MDRT करने के लिए, अगर हम चाह लें तो 7 दिनों में भी पॉसिबल हो सकता है। तो ये सारा गेम जो है वो माइंडसेट का है। अगर हमने माइंड में अगर एक गोल तैयार कर लिया है कि हमने ठान लिया है कि हमने करना है और हमने एक टाइम सेट कर दिया है लाइक 7 डेज, जैसा हमारा आज है ये टैगलाइन। तो अगर हमने सोच लिया है कि हमने 7 दिन में ये अचीव करना है, हमने टाइम बॉन्ड कर लिया है, तो अचीव हो जाएगा। उसके लिए हमें लगन से प्रोस्पेक्टिंग करनी है। जैसे कि हमारे बिजनेस के लिए मूल मंत्र है कि हमारे पास प्रोस्पेक्टिंग लिस्ट होनी चाहिए, ज्यादा से ज्यादा मीटिंग्स करनी चाहिए हमें, और ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोगों से मिलेंगे, पॉसिबिलिटीज होंगी। हो सकता है कि पहले फेलियर हो, लोग हमसे कन्विंस ना हो, ना मिले, बट हमें अपना काम लगन से करना है क्योंकि हमने ठान लिया है। और मेरे साथ 5 सालों में, ये जो 5 साल मेरे जो MDRT के हुए हैं, उसमें मेरे साथ हर साल यही हुआ है कि अगर मैंने सोच लिया है तो वो कंप्लीट हुआ है। पहले मैं सोचती हूँ, गोल तैयार करती हूँ और उस वक्त जीत जाती हूँ, और साल बीतते बीतते जब मैंने MDRT कंप्लीट कर लेती हूँ तो दूसरी बार जीतती हूँ। तो मैंने तो यही सीखा है अपनी लाइफ से, और ये जो 5 साल बीते हैं और हर साल कुछ ना कुछ नया ऐड होता है। हर दिन, हर कॉल कुछ ना कुछ सिखाता है मुझे कि हार नहीं माननी है, आगे बढ़ते रहना है। जैसे हमारा काम है कि हमारा क्लाइंट कोई भी हो सकता है, कोई सब्जी वाला हो सकता है, कोई गोलगप्पे वाला हो सकता है, कोई भी हो सकता है। इवन आपके आसपास जो भी ह्यूमन बीइंग है, उसको प्रोटेक्शन की जरूरत है। हमें बताना है सबको कि प्रोटेक्शन करना चाहिए। बस हमें अपना काम करना है। मैं और कुछ नहीं करती, मैं सबसे बताती हूँ कि इंश्योरेंस क्यों जरूरी है और क्यों होना चाहिए और कितना जरूरी है। नीड एनालिसिस पे बात करती हूँ और मैं आगे बढ़ती हूँ। जरूरी नहीं है कि हर कॉल क्लोज हो जाए, बट होता है एक दिन। और अब तक मैं MDRT बनती आई हूँ। होपफुली आगे के दिनों में COT और TOT बनूंगी, जैसे कि हमारे दिग्गज फ्रेंड्स हैं मेरे साथ ऑलरेडी जुड़े हैं। मैं बहुत खुश हूँ कि MCC में ज्वाइन हुई हूँ, मुझे मौका मिला है। फर्स्ट टाइम, मुझे वेरी फर्स्ट टाइम कि मैं ऑनलाइन आई हूँ, लाइव आई हूँ। थोड़ी सी नर्वस हूँ। ऑफ कोर्स आप सबका सपोर्ट, आपका प्यार मिलेगा मुझे, और मैं कोशिश करूंगी और अच्छा बोलने का आगे भी। यही सीखा है मैंने इंश्योरेंस से बहुत कुछ पाया है। कुछ भी नहीं था मेरे पास, आई एम नथिंग दैट टाइम, बट नाउ आई एम वेरी हैप्पी विद माय किड्स। फर्स्ट टाइम मेरा MDRT कंप्लीट हुआ था 2018 में, जब मैं मियामी गई। वहां से मैंने बहुत कुछ सीखा। नए लोगों से बात करना, नए लोगों से फ्रेंड्स बनाना, प्रोस्पेक्टिंग करना। तो एक बार मुझे पुश करने की जरूरत पड़ी MDRT करने के बाद। उसके बाद लगातार मैं अभी 5 साल तक करती आ रही हूँ। तो यही कहूंगी, जैसे कि आप लोगों से एक बता दूं, मेरा यही है कि हर महीने मैं कम से कम 30 लोगों से मिलती हूँ और उस पे काम करती हूँ। फॉलोअप्स मेरा मेन होता है जरिया। क्लाइंट के साथ कनेक्टिविटी बना के रखती हूँ, रेगुलर बातचीत करती हूँ। रिन्यूअल से पहले उनको रिमाइंडर देना, लाइक ये हैबिट में होना चाहिए, विश देना, बर्थडे एनिवर्सरी विश करना, कनेक्ट बनता रहना चाहिए। अगर हम फॉलोअप्स करते हैं, फॉलोअप्स को लेके एक लाइव एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करना चाहूंगी। क्लाइंट है मेरे जितेंद्र झा, उन्होंने मुझे एक लेसन दिया जिससे मैंने बहुत कुछ सीखा। मेरे स्ट्रगलिंग टाइम से मुझे किसी ने उनका रेफरेंस दिया और मैं उनसे जाके मिली। बहुत होप थे कि वहां से मेरी पॉलिसी क्लोज होगी और मैं गई, उनसे बातचीत किया, अच्छे से प्लान समझाया, मेरे मैनेजर के साथ गई, मैंने सब कुछ समझाया उनको, सारी चीजें क्लियर हुई, बट पॉलिसी क्लोज नहीं हुई। ऐसे ही करते करते 3 साल बीत गए और कई बार उन्होंने मीटिंग के लिए बुलाया और उन्होंने, बट पॉलिसी क्लोज नहीं हुई। सारी चीजें बहुत अच्छे से होती थी और बट पॉलिसी क्लोज नहीं हुई, चेक नहीं मिला मुझे। मैं निराश हुई। ऑफ कोर्स एज ए ह्यूमन बीइंग हर इंसान घबरा जाता है, तो ठीक है, बट मैं हार नहीं मानी। 3 साल बाद अचानक उनका फिर कॉल आता है और वो कहते हैं कि पूजा आप आओ और प्लीज कोई नया प्लान है अच्छा, मुझे जो सूट करे। मैंने कहा ठीक है, चांस लेते हैं, मेरा तो काम है, कोई बात नहीं, चेक मिले ना मिले मैं जाऊंगी। ऐसा सोच लेके मैं गई उनके पास और मैंने उनको फिर से एक्सप्लेन किया। आई एम वेरी शॉक्ड कि उस दिन उन्होंने पॉलिसी ली, ना कि खुद ली, उन्होंने अपने ऑफिस के कलीग के 7 और लोगों को उन्होंने दिलवाई। तो उन्होंने ये लेसन दिया और उसके बाद भी ये सिलसिला चलता रहा। अभी भी वो मेरे क्लाइंट हैं, ऑलरेडी 5-6 साल 7 साल क्लाइंट हो गए मेरे और मुझे अभी तक उनसे 25 रेफरेंसेस मिल चुके हैं और उनका अच्छा खासा फंड मैनेज करती हूँ मैं और हैप्पी हैं, हैप्पी कस्टमर्स में से एक है मेरे। मुझे लगा कि 1 बार 2 बार 4 बार जाके हम थक जाते हैं और हम कहते हैं कि शायद क्लोज नहीं होगा, शायद कोई हमें परेशान करना चाहता है। हमें घबराना नहीं है, हमें अपना काम करना है, हमें गिव योर बेस्ट, होप कभी भी नहीं छोड़नी है, कामयाबी जरूर मिलेगी। मैंने तो यही सीखा है और आप सबसे भी यही कहूंगी कि कोई क्लाइंट जाने से बोलता है कि अभी नहीं, बट वो ये नहीं कहता कि कभी नहीं। तो होप है तो एक दिन क्लोज होगा। मेरी तरफ से इतना ही। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you, Pooja, for the nice and wonderful ideas you have shared with us. I really appreciate the type of life you're living and the type of journey you have. I think you have missed one part, which I'm going to share for you now. Everybody must aware of it that Pooja is doing a job only through reference. That's really commendable. And right now, in the span of just 5 years, she is already serving 350 families. Imagine a service industry, 350 families, and only through reference. As she has shown us now, and she has really discussed with us that how the consistent performance can really give you an MDRTs every year. So I really like the ideas of doing the best services, to be consistent with the client, to do a lot of follow-ups with the client, and to succeed in the life. So I really clap for you, Pooja. It was really nice to hear a story of yours.
Thank you
Now
so
this
much,
idea,
Rajiv ji.
okay, Pooja. Now this ideas aeroplane will fly back from Delhi to city of Maharashtra. That is a Pune. Again, we are going to listen a very veteran member from the Pune, city of Pune. Her name is Mrs. Meera Rupani. She is right now company chair with 16 years qualifications as MDRT, with 3 TOT, 2 COT, and 7 MDRT qualifications. Please join me in welcoming Meera Rupani ji. And above all, I tell you one thing more. She is specialist in HNI selling and with really beautiful concepts, I think, which we are all aware of it, but we have forgotten it. So over to Meera ji, and please help us and elaborate us and enlighten us about your ideas of sales. Thank you. Meera ji.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, Meera ji. Yeah, please.
Good evening, friends. Thank you, Rajiv ji, for such a wonderful introduction. I am really pleased and honored to be on this platform today to speak about 7 ideas in 7 days for MDRT. Now, everybody has shared the ideas. I would like to share 2 different ideas. First thing, I'll tell you when my journey started for this insurance industry. I stepped in the insurance office, and when I was just watching around, because it was such a new thing for me, I saw a board where 3 photographs were there. I just asked my sales manager, who are these people? And he very immediately said, these are the qualified MDRTs. So for me, MDRT was a new subject. So I just asked him, what is MDRT? So he explained it to me. And that day, I made up my mind that I will see that every year my picture is on the board. And from that day, that first year till date, every time the first picture for MDRTs, COTs and TOTs, it's my picture, which is always there. So first, friends, we have to always think that we make a promise to ourselves. MDRT within 7 days, many people say, oh, insurance is a push product. It's not a pull product.
Can you switch on your video, please?
I have already done, but the host is...
No, yes, now we can see you. Yes. Yeah, thank you.
So everybody always keeps on telling me that it's a push product. So how can you always go and just keep on going, not getting rejected? So one thing I would like to tell you, there are 2 parts of every coin. Same thing is about insurance. It's about our service to the client, and service comes from heart. The other day, 3 days ago, I got a call from a friend who said that her sister will call me because the neighbor's brother expired in Indore and they needed some information. I have never seen that person, nor her sister, nor her neighbor. But I readily said, I'm ready to help her. She sent me a list of 6 policies, which they didn't know whether the policies were alive or the payment was made, who was the nominee, nothing. 1 full day I dedicated to all these things and gave her a clear picture. Out of the 6 policies, can you imagine 1 policy was of 1 crore? I just took out all the information, sent it to her and told her what is to be done ahead. So it all depends on service. Like I tell, I'm a financial doctor. When you go to a very good doctor, to a heart specialist or to an orthopedic surgeon, when the patient is all right, does he tell you, please refer me to somebody? He will never say, because his service will tell you. Whenever your neighbor, your relative or anybody is having any problem, we always say, oh, that doctor is very good. Please go there. Same things depends on our career also, our all profession also. When we say we do something good, we give the person what he needs, not what we want to sell. Nobody will say that you have given a wrong product, because we always have to identify the goal of the customer. Now, as Mr. Rajiv, he said that I usually am doing HNI clients. I had been to a customer last year. He was having an asset worth of 16,000 crores. When I met him, he said, Madam, mere paas bahut insurance hai. I have a lot of insurance, so I don't need it. So I told him, but let me see what insurance you have. So he said, no, my CA is taking care, or my finance guys are taking care. I said, just let me see what you have. It's not necessary that I'm going to give you something, but let me at least say that you are such a 16,000 net asset worth customer. So let me see what all you have taken. So just maybe out of frustration, he said, okay, you can talk to my finance guy. I just spoke to the finance guy. He was very cooperative. He showed me how many insurances he had. I was astonished to know. And while talking, I already took the information. He's having 6 businesses and he's having more than his net asset. He's having loans on him. So I just took out the policies and just took down and just had a word with the financial guy. I said, all these policies are the nominees as his wife, his son, in one policy, his mother. So I just, from the next call, I told him that I just want to come and meet you for 5 minutes. I won't take extra time. So he said, okay. When I went to him, I said, you have around 90 crore insurance. I do not deny it. But I also understand you being in such a big business, you have a lot of loans. So he said, yes, of course, because I'm having so many businesses and we have to take LCs, we have to take loans from the banks. I said, all your policies, your nomination is your wife, your son, your mother. But do you know, if something happens to you or your businesses don't work, what will happen? Your assets will go away and even these policies will go away. He said, how come? I have nominated them. I said, this is one thing where we make mistake. You have not taken any policy under MWP Act. He said, what is that? So I asked him, MWP Married Women's Property Act it is. If this is stamped on your policy, nobody will be able to take this insurance money if anything happens to you. Immediately he was stuck bound. He immediately called up his lawyer and his CA. And he just asked him, what is this AWP Act? And the lawyer, he explained him that, yes, these are into insurances. And then I asked him. And then he told the lawyer in front of me that आज तक तो आपने कुछ इसका जिक्र नहीं किया था. So I told myself, knowledge is power. When I used this, he was dumbstruck. He told me, Meera, till today I was thinking that I have 90 crores and above for my family if something happens to me. But today you have opened my eyes. He gave me a policy immediately and he even asked me, do I have to pay anything extra? I said, no, you don't have to pay anything extra. This will become there will be a stamp of this. Even the Supreme Court cannot challenge it. Your wife or your mother, who is the nominee, something happens to you, they will get this money. So this is the way how we have to handle HNI clients. We have to have knowledge, which we should have an extra feather in our cap to approach them. So all of us, we are selling products, but how many are giving an extra service for that? Just telling this word that कुछ भी हो गया, आपका पैसा सब कुछ चला जाएगा, लेकिन ये घर भी चला जाएगा, but आपका ये पॉलिसी अगर आपको कुछ हो गया, आपकी वाइफ और बच्चों को ही मिलेगा, आपकी माँ को ही मिलेगा. So these type of things we have to learn. If this type of thing you tell an HNI, MDRT within 7 hours is possible, isn't it? So this is the first point of service. Second point, I'll tell you, it's about trust. Trust comes in drops, but goes away in buckets. We have to remember, we have to keep the trust of the client to the highest extent. I have a customer, 3 years I was working with her. She told me one day, come, I want to show you something. So I said, what are you going to show me? So she said, come to my room. She opened the cupboard. I thought she might have bought something she's going to show me. And she just pulled out a file and a second file. And I did not imagine, I got a shock of my life. It was written, if something happens to me, please contact Meera Rupani. She said, Meera, I trust you so much. My children, they are abroad. They have never seen you. They don't come to India. But if anything happens to me, they will come. And you are the only person who can guide them to get wherever their nomination is. This is what trust is. So trust we have to keep of the client, of my company, and about my product also. So I would like to tell you a small story of a plane. I was traveling from Pune to Bangalore, and one small girl, she was sitting beside me. She was around 6-7 years old. And when the plane took off, after certain announcements, the air hostess came and she gave her a coloring book and some color pencils. The girl started coloring. After around 15 minutes, there was an announcement that we are going into a turbulence, a bad weather. So kindly fasten your seat belts. We all did it, but the weather was so bad that around 6 to 7 minutes later, the flight was bumping around 7 to 8 feet up and down. Imagine everybody in the flight was scared. Their life was at their throats. Some were praying, some had put their heads down, some had just closed their eyes, some were screaming. I too was too scared. But this girl was just coloring her color book. And I was astonished that everybody is screaming, but this girl is not bothered at all. And after 7 to 8 minutes of such a bumpy ride, around 10 minutes later, there was a cool. And then the pilot announced that we are now in a better weather. You all can relax, and we will be landing in around 10 to 15 minutes. While landing, I just asked this girl, I just gave her a compliment for the coloring book, and I just asked her that, beta, everybody was screaming. Everybody was screaming. They were scared because the flight was going up and down. But you were not bothered. So aapko dar nahi laga? And she told me, just listen, she told me, the pilot of this flight is my father. How much trust the child has on her father. Same trust does our customer has on us. कि उसकी जिंदगी का एरोप्लेन हम नीचे नहीं गिरने देंगे, या मुझे कुछ होने वाला नहीं है, या मुझे जब भी कुछ होगा तो the person who has taken these policies, वो नॉमिनी को बिना कोई हिचकिचाहट, बिना कोई ट्रबल, उसको सारे के सारे पैसे दे दे. हमको भी पता है, उसको भी पता है that इमोशनल वैल्यू हमारा बहुत कुछ है, लेकिन फाइनेंशियल उसके घर वालों को कुछ तकलीफ नहीं होगा. So this type of trust we should have. When we have this type of trust with our clients, MDRT in 7 days is very, very easily possible. I say, if I MDRT, COT, TOT, we can do it in 7 days. We just have to have that object in our mind. First, the goal set. When we say our customer, आपके goal क्या है? हम कितनी बार पूछते हैं? तो हमारा गोल क्या हमने 1 जनवरी 2023 को डायरी में लिखा था कि मैं 7 दिन में या मैं जितने भी टाइम में MDRT बनना है. कल जब ये लिंक, when I gave this link to my customer, to my office people, the thing is 2-3 people, they called me and they said, Meera, आपको पता है आप इतने सालों से कर रहे हो, लेकिन हमारे लिए तो ये पॉसिबल नहीं है 7 डेज में MDRT करना. Then I told them, आज आप लिंक ज्वाइन कीजिए और उसके बाद सुनने के बाद आप पता करके मुझे बोलिए कि 7 दिन क्या बहुत कम है MDRT करने के लिए, And I'm sure with all the fabulous ideas of everybody here, those who have given their ideas, I am damn sure many people will be benefited, and definitely we will have many MDRTs running through and coming within 7 days in flying colors. So everybody just have the part of service and just have the part of trust, where you don't have, when you have these two wheels in your two-wheeler, I'm damn sure you can run at a speed of 200 per hour and finish your MDRT in 7 days. So all the very best to all of y'all and happy selling. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I feel blessed. Thank you.
Thank you, Leela ji, for showing us the trust you have built up with your clients. Really appreciate the way you have shown that she has shown you the diary and showing that your name is there. And of course, although every time we say that knowledge is power, you have not only used these things, you have taken knowledge also how to use the best part of the services and the trust. How to build a trust, you have shown us in such a simple language. So I really thank you all for all these things, to listening to all of us. Just to summarize, let me once again summarize all the 7 ideas which our respected speakers have shared with you. Starting with Goa, Ms. Fernandez. She has given you the best idea of life seasons, that how you can use the seasons for all, making the client understand that what type of rainy seasons he has in his life, or summers or winters. And the second idea which she has shared is, with such a simple piece of card, you can ask the client to write who are them in the time of their old age or when they need it, or adoption of a child, adoption of a financial child. It's a brilliant idea. Simple pitching can give you big results, as she's handling an NRI portfolio, as I told you. Second is the person from Bangalore, Mr. Dilip ji. A lovely idea of balloons and aeroplanes. How she, sorry, not aeroplanes, the Titanic, that how she has used that idea of Titanic and balloons. So that's a wonderful idea. Third is a lady from Pooja, a dynamic lady, single parent, and with the reference part only, with referrals, she has built up a practice of around 300 families, 350 families she is serving now. And last but not the least, Meeraji. See how she has told in such a simple language. We all aware of MWP, but I think somewhere we have left that thing. Such a good concept can be used for pitching NRIs. So why don't we use that? Build a trust like a pilot, as if we are the pilot of the client's life. And with our good services, we can do whatever we want. So once again, I thank all of you, as well as all our respected speakers, for their inputs. So we have completed our 7 ideas, and now I request you all to be MDRT, COT, and TOT, not in 7 days, but in next 7 hours, and complete your target. Thank you very much for listening to us. Now I'm handing over the mic to Plabita Priyadarshini, our country chair. Plabita, it's all yours. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am Plabita Priyadarshini, Country Chair, MCC India. It was a wonderful session by Saljina, Dilipji, Pooja, and Meera. Saljina has beautifully described how a proper financial planning can take care of difficult days. In her second story, she has again put how a good retirement planning can come handy when sources of income dry up. I'm sure that this can effectively change the thought of clients who are not prepared for bad days. Dilipji's story of Titanic can have very good impact on prospects who have objections. Insurance works like a lifeboat, or less number of lifeboats can prove to be a disaster like the Titanic crash. Pooja's experience tells us how and why we must see that the interest of client and his family are of prime importance, and it is our moral duty to safeguard it. She also tells how we can achieve our goals with a proper planning and a target in sight. And Miraji's story is very inspiring, which is her career history. You have to make a wish and go all the way to fulfill it, and all by yourself. Her story of the little girl and her trust in her father was very inspiring. Trust in your organization, clients, and products are the key to success. And you can achieve anything you wish for. I hope that you all would have many takeaways from these inspiring life stories, which would help us in reaching our goal this year. We will reconnect very soon and share many more ideas which would help us in our mission of MDRT. Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful year ahead. Thank you.